Uh, Warm greetings to you all, and I wish you a happy World Anthropology Day. And now I request our President, Professor V. Narayan Reddy Garu, to deliver his speech on this occasion of World Anthropology Day.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bhadrataya.
Hello, sir. We don't see you here. It seems got disconnected or what? Hello, Professor V. Narayan Reddy Garu. Hello, sir. We are not able to hear you.
Hello.
Now we are able to hear you, sir.
Okay. 1 minute. Good evening to everybody. I am Professor V. Narayan Reddy, President of the Anthropological Association for Humankind. I express hearty welcome and warm greetings to the anthropology fraternity and friends to this virtual meeting on this special day of World Anthropology Day. What is the vision of Anthropological Association for Humankind? A world in which every human being is reached with the benefits of anthropology. A world in which anthropological research is promoted actively to discover the causes of human problems and offer solutions to human problems. A world in which the anthropological knowledge of the principles of human acquisition and behavior is wisely applied to address the contemporary human problems. A world in which anthropology and anthropologists play instrumental role in turning human beings to being a humans to create a peaceful, just, and a dignified world. Our activities to promote anthropology as a professional discipline grounded in the systematic pursuit of knowledge of human nature, culture, and societies, and its responsible use to solve real world problems. To establish the International Institute of Anthropological Applications to promote the anthropological research and training to engage with the contemporary issues and challenges to address issues of applied value by adopting new and relevant methodologies pertinent for better deliverance and governance, and to equip students, scholars, help them acquire the job-oriented and life-oriented competencies to become successful and contributing members of society. The third one, to provide anthropological knowledge, method, insights, and applications to assist government, multilateral institutions, private and third sectors in policy formulation, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. The next one, to undertake the social impact assessment studies, provide feedback, social analysis, and train the personal, productive, cooperative, respectable, and responsible workspaces, facilitate peaceful socio-economic coexistence, assist international development in the emerging pluralistic societies in the face of new and emerging technologies and ongoing process of globalization. To publish the International Journal of Anthropological Application to document the different worldwide successful case studies of how innovative anthropological methodologies, understanding, and applications made positive differences for humanity. To bring out AAH newsletter for circulation of happenings in the Anthropological Association for Humankind. Next, to provide the governments and private managements enough evidence of high anthropological utility in every sphere of human life and pursue them to include the discipline of anthropology in both the college and the university education as well as to include anthropology as a qualifying discipline for the job recruitment, sorry. Next one, to excel the nation building process by utilizing the anthropological knowledge and applications to do effective and efficient education, which include training the kids and youth in character and intelligence to equip them become both smart and good citizens. Next one, to promote anthropology of morality and ethics, as well as moral, ethical development, applied and public anthropology, and professionalize the discipline of anthropology by revisiting the courses, content, and to incorporate academic elements of contemporary regional relevance and practice. Next one is to undertake ethnographic studies on the contemporary socio-economic issues plaguing the society at large and marginalized communities in particular. Focus on the most ignored nomadic and semi-nomadic and such other down uh, ignored broaden and the marginalized people groups to help them security, dignity, justice, and the benefits of the development and quality of life. The next one is to organize annually national conference in the name of Anthropology for India, where international conferences in the name of Anthropology for Humankind once in 2 years to promote professional dialogues, new departures, theories, understanding, and findings in anthropology, and learn from the success stories of how the anthropological applications could provide solutions to various pressing issues worldwide, help human improve human condition. The last one is to maintain close contacts and network with relevant associations nationally and internationally, and reinforce anthropological subdisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and international exchanges of applied orientation to update and promote anthropological knowledge in order to render holistic services to humankind. Anthropological Association for Humankind came into existence to engage with the contemporary issues and challenges through a dialogue between academic scholarship, applied practice, and intervention in the public sphere in order to make the world a safer place for human differences. AAH spreads the anthropological application to unleash and harness the human potential to inspire excellence, solve real world problems, and help humans why they are capable of becoming for making a positive differences in the world. On this special occasion, I am pleased to inform you about the webinar series of anthropology for building the nations as part of fulfilling our seventh objective of AAH, that is to excel in the nation building process by utilizing the anthropological knowledge and applications, and to do effective and efficient education, which include training the kids and youth in character and intelligence to equip them become both smart and good citizens. So this is my very brief presidential address. I am very happy that many participants are participating in this. A great day today is a very great day, and I hope the another lecture would be the very important topics. My General Secretary, our AA General Secretary, Dr. Pedrataya, will explain the importance of this day and the coming programs also. He will explain in detail. And I am once again, I am welcoming you and thanking each and everybody for participating today's the great day. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Professor V. Narayan Reddy Garu, for your presentation of the vision of Anthropological Association for Humankind and its activities to translate the vision into reality. Thank you for listing out the specific activities that Anthropological Association for Humankind is engaged with. Even though this is a newborn organization of 1 year old, and it is trying to do its best because we want to celebrate the essence and the uniqueness of anthropology, how it can make a positive difference in the fellow human communities and the nations and the world at large. So I am thankful to our president for launching this new webinar series, Anthropology for Building the Nations. Anthropology for Building the Nations. This organization, Anthropological Association for Humankind, believes in the definition of anthropology, that anthropology is the uh, holistic and empirical study of humans, by humans, and for humans. So in this for component, the applications aspects are coming. So that is where our strength and the contribution of the discipline lies. So we not only study humans holistically and empirically, and we also come up with the theories and the principles of human acquisition and the human behavior. And with this understanding and analysis, we want to make the meticulous use of this anthropological knowledge to really make positive difference. That's why the webinar series, Anthropology for Building the Nations, is designed, and we are looking forward to do one seminar a month, and we want to continue for this webinar series for the upcoming months. And we look forward for the national and international eminent scholars to contribute their wisdom to, and they share their enriched experiences with this with our anthropology fraternity, so that even though we have great potential, how to use translate this potential to make a positive impact on the nations of the world. That is where this webinar series will raise awareness and of how to, and ask the fundamental questions for everybody's reflection and responsibility and potential contribution for fellow humans. So this webinar series begins with these fundamental basic questions. I'm going to read a few questions for you for your reflection. And in the upcoming the webinar, so we want to address these questions so that we will spill the wisdom and understanding of what anthropology can really do to build the nations. So the first question is, first and foremost question is, how nations are born and how unity in diversity is achieved. And in all these questions, and we are anthropology centric thinking, means how anthropology can make difference and answers these questions that I'm going to read. So that is the essence of possible contribution of this webinar series for our understanding and elaboration of our knowledge and for application purposes. So how nations are born, and what anthropology has to say for this question, and how unity in diversity is achieved, and what anthropological contributions for this to answer this question, and how social harmony is achieved, and how the law and order is maintained effectively and efficiently, and how tolerance, respect, personal and collective responsibility, and peaceful social coexistence is facilitated in various societies and nations of the world, how nations prosper and flourish, and how judiciary can make positive difference effectively for nation building, how to build nations to promote a just and peaceful world for humans, what anthropology has to offer for building the nations, what anthropology can offer to save humans from corruption and social evils, preventing crimes, suicides, diseases and sickness, um, promote human dignity, universal virtues, and human rights and responsibilities. What anthropology can offer to develop policy formulation, implementation, and evaluation. What anthropology can offer to climate change, what anthropology can offer to promote peaceful social coexistence of peoples live in live in pluralistic, culturally pluralistic societies. What anthropology can offer to nation building process and character building in students and promote justice and kindness in the societies. How a holistic discipline like anthropology can be helpful in solving the problems of today's world. How anthropological methods, skills, and theories are applied in diverse environments for the most diverse goals. What are the projects that could apply anthropological methods in innovative ways to express their impact? What are the projects that mobilize the anthropological insights on participation, decision making, and a sense of belonging to engage with the themes uh, that have global relevance? How the marginalized communities, both among rural and urban populations, are mobilized through anthropological methods and applications to assert positive self-identity as well as to imagine a positive future. What are the collective varied local experiences that engage people in participatory processes and self-perception, which ultimately stimulate broader citizen involvement and develop a common vision towards a sustainable and just future? Nation building, when we speak in this webinar series, in my personal opinion, nation consists of different ethnic groups. Hence a nation in a majority cases, hence nations in the majority cases is culturally pluralistic societies. So building nations in our context refers to building and equipping the individuals and peoples to be respectful, responsible, productive, and contributing members of the nations. And it also includes building unity in diversity and harmony, and building attitudes of fraternity, equality, liberty, and responsibility, cultivating the virtues of justice, kindness, and love for fellow humans, building healthy and active civil society and judiciary and legislature and executive and press uh, and private sector, building the active judiciary and legislature and executive press and private sector, building the stronger families, building the caring neighborhoods, and and committed teachers and personnel. And nation building referred to the efforts of the independent nations to establish trusted institutions of national governments. So when we speak of building the nations, the broader understanding is building the stronger families and building the responsible, respectful, and productive and contributing citizens. And in that context, in this referred context, we will be using it economically. So anthropology for building the nations is a step forward to translate the vision of Anthropological Association for Humankind, um, uh, uh, which is a world, to see a world in which every human is reached with the benefits of anthropology, a world in which anthropological research is promoted actively to discover the causes of human problems and offer solutions to human problems, a world in which the anthropological knowledge of the principles of human acquisition and behavior is wisely applied to address the contemporary human problems, a world in which anthropology and anthropologists play instrumental role in turning human beings and, to being humans, to create a peaceful, inclusive, just, and dignified world. So these are the broader context in which the upcoming webinars, anthropology for human, the webinars for anthropology for building the nations will do its part. So now I request our executive council member, Dr. Doroboy Uday Kumar, to present his um, lecture on this anthropology for building the nations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for giving me this great opportunity. First of all, I would like to say all the anthropologists that I wish you all happy World Anthropology Day. So anthropology for building the nations. Before we dwell into the issue of anthropology and nation building, it is necessary to address certain substantive aspects. These later aspects are varied with great significance, but we have to delimit the scope. I wish to build first a cursory.
Hello, Pedrataya.
Yes, sir.
We are not audible.
Oh, sorry. Dr. Uday, please unmute your mic.
Oh, sorry. I'm very sorry, sir. I'm very sorry. So I wish you all the anthropologists that happy World Anthropology Day. Anthropology for building the nations. Before we dwell into the issue of anthropology and nation building, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
It is necessary to address certain substantive aspects. These later aspects are varied with great significance, but we have to delimit the scope. I wish to build first a cursory scenario of the present situation in our country. India is considered a land of yogic life, several Vedas, epics, and Vedanta, etc. The traditional socio-cultural regime has its merits and weaknesses. Over a period of time, Bharat was subjected to several invasions, and the outside dynasties have had their tremendous impact on the life of peoples of India. According to the British had plundered India's wealth and caused erosion of some of Bharat's glorious institutions. For example, education. In my opinion, another distasteful intervention was the expansion of the British Raj and Muslim dynasties, subjugating and changing the very basic foundations of the country. Religious conversions ensued unabated, mostly by fundamental forces, but the social order of Hindu life itself offered easy and sometimes necessary possibility. Though Good Samaritans proposed the credit of plural society to India, it was more like reconciliation and compromising social order where the real spirit of freedom, liberty, tolerance, justice, and brotherhood is time and again contested. The spirit, in a sense, appeared hypocrisy, federalism, secularism, equality of unequal segments, jurisprudence, etc., are all of no real spirit. Nowadays, it is quite common to hear about rights, and the torch bearer of ensuring rights is vociferously forced onto the government to the exclusion of many others, including the citizens. Duties are explicitly buried under the carpet. In support of the argument that rights first and duties meaningless if rights are greatly given a priority. The argument goes further to ascertain those duties need to be stressed because once rights are ensured, there is no need for duties. They followed automatically. Let me list out some of the most troubleshooters in the modern India. First one is foremost problem is poverty. Poverty perpetuated by the inequality of access to resources and services and accentuated by disproportionate population growth. Second one is health. Third one is lack of standardized uniform civil and service institutional delivery mechanisms institutions. Fourth one is lack of religious immunity at public and some private institutions like schools. Fifth one is integration versus separatism and growing subversive religious, ethnic, caste, religious identities. I feel these problems and many others can drastically reduced, mitigated if one problem is effectively and efficiently and sincerely addressed, and that is population problem. For some reasons, imprudent and irrational and sans foresight, the problem is not given top priority, at least since the emergency imposition and its consequent political instability, debacle, and absurd erosion of moral, ethical, and fundamental human values. This is one gloomy area not only for anthropology, but many disciplines. If the academic aspires a role in nation building, this is one area. Are we ready? As we are all anthropologists equipped enough to do best in this, perhaps the intelligence of anthropology in addressing the population problem would be the human contribution to nation building. In the area of population equilibrium, one contentious issues is the socio-cultural, religious, indoctrinated practices, beliefs, and religious flanked by the fundamentalism. There are problems with high growth, with stagnant zero growth and dwindling numbers. How do we address this democratic situation? This as much a policy issue as it is political jingoism. The issue is very much complicated because there is no political consensus. Political parties are not sober, but indulge in aggravating the sensitive. Not really so. If work with some scared duty and people would be no longer sensitive to the issue. Can there be one uniform population policy for each religious group with varying population numbers? Such uniform policies are said infringe in enjoying constitutionally enshrined fundamental rights. The answer or solution is said to be embedded in discriminatory justice. One cannot plead ferociously that Jarwa tribe should adhere to two-child norms. If the two-child norm is restricted only to Hindu who are presently numerically predominant, then is that qualify for discriminatory justice? Nowadays, we are seeing that Jarwa community is having only limited number of population. We are saying that that Sentinelese tribe are also having very less of population. So, can be applicable for that? Can be restricted only to child and that community. So this is injusticiable. One cannot plead forcefully that Jarva tribe. So a quagmire, not easy going about. One can write, publish for her biodata. I have so far moderately tried to expound the problem of nation building, but not precisely with anthropology can substantively accomplish it. To summarize, I put forward some of the followings. First one is anthropology is well equipped to address the population problem, both at research and policy level. Interfacing with other subjects need to be strengthened. Second one is authentication and strong methodology is to be the guiding force. Third one is stick to what you have found after historical, comparative, and holistic triangulation. Fourth one, last one is in conference, we are all conducting conferences. So let policy instrument frames be given ample, loud expositions and follow-ups. So these are all my observations, and so this is my short uh, message. I'm so thankful for your patience listening my um, uh, few message. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, sir. I so thankful to our president, Narayan Reddy Garu, and General Secretary, AAH General Secretary, Dr. Pedrate Garu. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me this nice opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Uday.
Yeah. The nation building has to do with addressing the problems of the nation. Particularly society when it is segregated, when there is inequality become the norm of the society, and the development and poverty alleviation and facilitating the peace in the community, harmony, all these things will be a really challenging phenomenon. So hence the nation building in Indian context or whatever the nation, first of all, we want to, Anthropological Association for Humankind as a professional anthropology organization, we want to pro-virtue organization in the meantime, in the sense that governments means the handful of institutions and filled with a handful of people, but the people from the bottom up approach, when there is a immense and the in-depth understanding in each and every individual of the society and every citizen of the nation, when they have when they feel the personal responsibility and when they operate under the active citizenry, that is where we want to really promote the virtues of democracy and the virtues and assist the judiciary, because the judiciary is the very powerful unifying force and institutions in the nation. So governments has to listen to the judiciary. The constitutionalism in addressing the sectarian views or the different problematic ideologies, the judiciary brings the hope and balance at the national level. That's where anthropology as a discipline which studies the human behavior and brings the insights into the human conduct and human acquisition and the particular context. So the anthropologists, particularly who are towards the practicing aspects and also who are engaged in the academia, has a great responsibility to bring insights to assist the judiciary in delivering the excellency, and also assist the legislature and assist the executive and assist the ordinary humans in understanding the human relations and the complexity of uniqueness of each human, and thought patterns are different from person to person, and even though they are born into the same family, the ways of thinking, the habits of thinking, the habits of reaction, the habits of acquisition differs from person to person. So the human realities are very complex, and bringing the unity and facilitating the harmony in the family, and bringing the order in the family and in the community, in the neighborhoods, and the nation at the world at the large, is not an easy task. But this task can be powerfully impacted positively by the anthropologists who are self-motivated, who feel responsible towards this massive vision of building the nations. And what is my contribution? How can I make the positive difference in my family, in my personal life, as a student of human behavior, and as a student of the comparative cultures? When we compare other cultures, and we understand the importance of tolerance for legitimate differences, when we understand the unique nature of family in nurturing the children, and the institution of the school, the institution of education, the institution of uh, government, various variety of institutions of the government, building the institutions, social institutions and cultural institutions, which are pro-human, which are pro-welfare, which are collective and towards the collective and common good, and to um, facilitate the nations to flourish towards the flourishing civilizations, not perishing civilizations. Because out of the 21 major civilizations of the world perished not from within. So their moral decay from within caused the perishment, and it ruined the cultures and people. So that's why promoting moral anthropology, anthropology of morality and ethics, and also promoting um, uh, the healthy judiciary and healthy governments, and active civil society. Um, these are massive tasks, but achievable. Maybe it might be difficult to achieve, but possible. So with this positive attitude towards the creating the blessed hope for the humankind on this planet, and we anthropologists, even though we are less in number, but can make uh, excellent and amazing progress in making the positive difference at the local and regional and national and worldwide levels, because we know how powerful anthropology in the hands of colonialists. They conquered the world, they plundered the world, and but it was negatively used for their selfish gains. But if anthropology is used for positive purposes, like building the healthy institutions, so healthy social institutions and governments, and stable, stronger families and stable governments, and building, promoting the justice and also responsibility and respectfulness. On all these virtues are the urgency of not only of our nation, for every nation. Otherwise, because there is a quotation says that the welfare of the nation lies within the character of its citizens. The welfare of the nations lies in the character of the citizens. So to build the nations of the world, we have to build the peoples development, and people's welfare, people's comfort, people's needs, total needs of the total human should be cared for. And the institutions which addresses the needs of the people, assessing the human needs, and facilitating the pro-human needs policies that cater human needs, at the same time in a just way, in a more respectable way, and so that every human is respected, every human is the benefits of anthropology, benefits of development, benefits of the hope, and benefits of confidence, benefits of unpacking the human potential and harnessing the human potential to acquire the required competencies that can bring success, happiness, flourishment, and development, and harmony, and unity, in diversity. And because every human is different, every human has their own thought habits and habits of thinking, habits of feeling, and habits of acting. So the thought patterns and the action patterns, and also the emotional patterns, from person to person, from family to family, from community to community, from people group to people group, it differs. It's a huge diversity prevailing among the people groups of the world, and bringing peace, bringing development, bringing a peaceful social coexistence is a challenging task. And everybody knows that it is very complicated, but only thought leadership, and the moral leadership, and performance leadership should come together. So human intelligence, the moral intelligence, social intelligence, and intellectual, and also this cultivating the positive attitudes, and the interpersonal relations, intrapersonal relations, emotional intelligence. So when a person has self-control and the tenacity, and so interpersonal competencies, that means a social intelligence and emotional intelligence, and moral intelligence, and intelligence plus character. Character means the collective expression of the acquired competencies that secure humans the honor, the power, health, happiness, and well-being, and peace, and fulfillment, and meaning, and purpose in life. Not only in personal life, in family life, in community life, in social life, in every aspect of human life. When there is a purpose realized for human life, and the purpose fulfilled for human life. So those are the things where really anthropologists can really bring amazing insights into the meaning of life, the purpose of life, the fulfillment of life, how different cultures define, and what are the moral sanctions, what are the ethical the standards, what are the performances and the standards, and all those things. So picking different positive things from different cultures, and the universal human values, and the universal human rights, and those are the two important the achievements of humankind in the history of mankind, in the history of humankind. So universal, coming up with the universal human values, coming up with the universal human rights, where anthropologists have played significant role in formulating the universal human rights. So formulating universal human rights, and coming up with the universal values, and coming up with the universal the ethical or moral standards, that is 50% of success. At the same time, how different cultures take these universal, values that secure meaning and purpose and collective well-being and common good, and that facilitate achieving the social and communal harmony. And because different beliefs, different practices, different linguistic diversity, with all this the complex and diversified world, how to bring progress, how to bring collective experience of peace and collective experience of the essence of responsibility and respectfulness. Really, it's a important question so to ask. And we are looking forward to explore the important anthropology scholars and eminent personalities who have contributed significantly in these areas. And we are going to invite them to deliver lectures so that to enlighten and enhance our understanding. We have this vision fixed. We want to achieve a just, inclusive, and dignified and peaceful world. And vision is good, but at the same time, how to translate this vision into reality, divide into micro, achievable, realistic goals. So that is where deliberate and strategic steps are needed to be taken. And we are really blessed with the wonderful governing council members, Anthropological Association for Humankind. We're also blessed with the great eminent scholars of anthropology in the advisory council of Anthropological Association for Humankind. So we look forward to have a wonderful sessions on this anthropology for humankind, anthropology for India, anthropology for, in the name of Anthropology for India, we organize the annual National Applied Anthropology Congress to tap the experiences and wisdom from different applications of anthropology, how they made positive impact in different parts of the nation, India. At the same time, in the name of Anthropology for Humankind, we conduct the World Congress or World Applied Anthropology Congress once in every alternative year, so that the worldwide case studies and contributing new theories, new practices, and new stories of success, how anthropological applications brought a huge success in facilitating happiness and well-being and promoting the active civil societies and all those things. So now, now this is the time for interaction, and a few more. We have promised our governing council that we will finish this session within 1 hour. We have 9 minutes to go. So it is time for the participants to pose questions or to share your opinions on this important initiative, anthropology for building the nations.
Pedrataya,
Yes, sir.
There are there any notified speakers? No.
No, but we are going to come up with the list of the topics and the speakers, and once in a month we will conduct this session, sir.
That is there. But today's session, there are.
Today's session is a celebration of the World Applied World Anthropology Day. On this occasion, we launched this webinar series. So just we have introduced we have given the introduction for the webinar series. And now for interaction, sir, interaction for people.
I request the Honorable Governing Council members to react, because since today is a very important day and this is our humble beginning. If there are no speakers, I think.
Or is there any opinion or question or a suggestion or expressing greetings?
Anand is there.
Professor A.K. Sinha, sir, our governing council member, sir, joint secretary, sir, is there.
Sir, Sinha ji. Sinha ji.
Please unmute your mic, sir. Okay, sir is not responding. So, yeah, we encourage any of you. You can also propose topics and which comes under this important the webinar series, the anthropology for building the nations. Building the nations means we are not only concerned about the national governments, we're also concerned about the success of the governments depends on the success of the people, citizens. So building the people, building the individuals, building the stronger families, stronger communities, stronger peoples, in not only in moral aspects but also in performance. Both moral leadership and performance leadership should go together so that things might happen. And also thought leadership. So thinking and reflecting and getting back to the fundamental questions and thinking and reflecting and critical thinking, creative thinking, how anthropologists can really make wonderful strategies to facilitate and achieve these noble tasks for global humanity. So to promote kind societies, to promote just societies and peaceful societies, the challenging task and a heroic task, but the anthropologists can make really significant creative ways of facilitating peaceful social existence. At the same time, tolerance, which is the virtue of democracy, respecting the legitimate differences, and promoting the fidelity in the families and commitment in among the parents and responsibility in the teachers who can really produce and prepare wonderful, not only good citizens, but also smart citizens. Not only students who secure good grades, but also who can be successful in creating assets, not only in creating assets, but also successful in life, in the workplace, in the neighborhood, in the personal life, in the family life. To be a citizen or a person, to be a successful person, it is not an easy task. So that's where the troubling gaps in the education system, troubling gaps in the managements of the education institutions and the policy infrastructure also, there is a troubling gaps. So there are vast majority of the gaps and troubling areas where anthropological inputs and insights can really bring wisdom. When anthropological knowledge is applied to solve human problems, when the solution is secured, that is what we call wisdom. So anthropological institutions should spill wisdom, should encourage students to promote application of the anthropological knowledge and theories, because we theorize human behavior, we theorize family structures, we theorize economics and politics and every aspect of human experience. So, but how these theories are translated into reality to secure the positive difference, that is the troubling area. So turning the research discoveries, research results and into reality, applying and securing the expected results or estimated benefits for the total humanity, that's where the troubling gaps lies. So we as an organization, Anthropological Association for Humankind, is a platform to promote applications, develop application. If you develop one application, it will create a huge huge number of jobs. So if we anthropologists provide a solution to particular problem of the human experience, human society, then it will create a lot of jobs. No, demanding the governments to provide the jobs is one thing, but providing the governments and people solutions that anthropological applications can really bring, that is where we stand. We want this platform promote anthropological knowledge and new theories of anthropology and human behavior, so that we can really develop applications for every problem to solve, and every human need to cater in a more just and respectful way, so that every person can become a good citizen of that particular country or nation. So that's where we want to invest the time, and we encourage the dialogue, and also scholarship, and exchange of knowledge. And very soon we are going to come up with good news about the World Congress, and our president will announce on our the first anniversary of Anthropological Association for Humankind, and we are going to celebrate our first anniversary on 27th February 2022, our first anniversary. You are all welcome. So yeah, so there is 1 minute to go, and I promised our governing council that we will finish this session in 1 hour. So yes, done.
And
Thank you.
thank you very much. And I once again invite you to the governing council meeting, which is to be held on Saturday. This coming Saturday.
Not all, only governing council members.
Only governing council, and we will meet on that day to finalize the committees and other things. And as our general secretary said that the first anniversary would be on 27th of February, and I request all the members to attend. This is my personal invitation on behalf of the AAH, and please join us on 27th. Thank you very much. Thank you once again to all of you, and my best wishes to each and every anthropologist.
We wish you a happy World Anthropology Day.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, we are going to end this meeting, and Professor Vijay Prakash Sharma sir, thank you for attending. For every participant in this session, we thank you all, and we respect your time, and thank you for joining this journey of building the nations, anthropology for building the nations. Thank you all. This session is going
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor A.K. Sinha.
Thank you, Sinhaji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, excuse me, sir.
Uday, thank you.
Sir, Dr. K. Rajareddy, sir, asked to share the questions on screen.
Oh,
He sent a message.
okay.
You can send the questions to him. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
So questions. Acha, the questions which I read, sir, Dr. Rajareddy Garu, those questions you want to see?
I think
Dr. Rajareddy Garu is no more here.
he's left.
He left, and this session is.
I think in the next session we will address these questions. We will answer these questions because it is a continuous dialogue.
Yes. Exactly.
Exactly, because in the verge of the conclusion, he has raised certain questions, and definitely we will answer those questions in the next session.
Okay, I will note it down and see.
Yeah.
Sir,
Sir.
regarding my views, I will send you tomorrow for discussion in the meeting of 19th.
Oh yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah. Please, sir.
So that we can discuss and then finalize.
Okay, no problem, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.